Hello, everyone. So now it is chapter six, and chapter six is not too much, as you can see. It's basically one idea. So before I start, remember to hit that like button, that subscribe button if you need more of these videos so that I put these at the top of my list of videos to do. So I know who's watching and who needs my help. Okay, so chapter six, we will see Winston confessing. The important part is that he confesses here in his diary to seeing a prostitute. And he is disgusted with himself because don't forget, there's a whole population of people that live outside of Big Brother, like animals, um, the paroles. I never really knew how to say this word, but I'm guessing parolees or paroles is how you would describe these people. They live in their own accord. They live and do their own thing. Nobody polices them or anything like that. But they are the lower caste people or lower class people. I mean, can I say caste? Um, Basically, they're looked at as savages and not party members. So they're just kind of free to do whatever, and they're also the ones that a lot of rations apply to, but they live in like a savagery sort of way where people aren't required to report. They can think for themselves, they can do for themselves. And from there, some lower party members like Winston um, can go to the parolees areas and get things that they would normally not get, like in this case, a prostitute. Um, and because Winston isn't married, he also discusses that in this chapter, um, about when he was married to his wife Catherine and what happened there. So we see him going to the prostitute, and he is disgusted with himself because even though he's starting to wake up, he still feels as though this is not a normal thing that he's doing. He should have been able to work on his marriage and get through it, right? And then the fact that he goes to a parole or a parolee who is, I think that would be the plural, who is an older lady, kind of haggard, but he goes there to get some for a purpose, and then he feels disgusted with himself because a he doesn't want to see a prostitute, and b he's been trained to think that these parolees are savages. So in his mind, he's also got this feeling like, oh, I just slept with a prostitute who's like a savage, and even though he lived in a time prior to Big Brother, and this would have been normal to have a relationship with any other person that wasn't their wife or to date or whatever, he still finds it disgusting that he did this. So he's still breaking away from his ideas of things. And she wasn't, I mean, she was an older lady that wasn't very appealing to him. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but still, he was just grossed out by it all. And it drives him, this feeling of disgust in his diary drives him to go find a relationship. This might be the driving force here. So that's why it's important that he shared this in his diary and that you take this information and say, hey, okay, so it's important because his disgust of it is eventually going to drive him to go want to find a regular relationship again, or think about the need or the want about what happened with his marriage. So that's the other thing. They separated, his wife Catherine and him separated, which is the tidbit of information, because she was a strict party follower, and he, as we all know at this point in chapter 6, that he is not one. So she was a strict party follower, and he inherently disagrees with that, even inside, and he just maybe couldn't go along with all of her strict views on things. So basically, he felt that she was too orthodox. That can happen in everyday relationships now. It's a common problem when people have differing political views, and it can sometimes end relationships. She was also very cold towards him, and that also added to his dislike of her. So it became evident that they had to become more distant. That 11 years age, he wasn't fully dedicated to follow it. So his dislike of her orthodoxy shows that even 11 years into their marriage, he couldn't become a dedicated blind follower. Which if I was Big Brother and I was running a crazy party where people just followed me blindly, and I saw this dude that just couldn't get it together and be a party member, I'd be watching him. I'd be watching him to see if he's a defector or not. And even Winston knows this, and this is his problem. This is what leads to his waking up and rebelling, which is what he's doing. So yeah, that's it about chapter 6. It's just giving you his past ideas and what's leading him towards possibly finding a new relationship or going further in his life with his rebellion. So hit like, share, subscribe.